What is the metaverse? All right, the word metaverse is all over the place. Every media outlet is talking about metaverse, and almost every day you see news about metaverse, painting like a very dystopian nightmare. What is going to be the metaverse? Are we going to be controlled by one single company? And I want to demystify what exactly is the metaverse and what's the concept, the definition of metaverse. Is metaverse the virtual reality? Is it like crypto? Is it like virtual worlds? Are people going to move to the metaverse? What exactly is the metaverse? Because some people say that it's something very new. Other people say that the metaverse exists for many years. So let's take a look at the definition of exactly what does it mean, metaverse. Okay, the word metaverse was coined by Neil Stephenson in 1992 in his book Snow Crash. The book Snow Crash is part of the CryptoPunk sci-fi pop culture, and it was really the first time that someone coined the word metaverse. And it's quite interesting that Neil Stephenson already in 1992 painted this world where people can move to a virtual reality and live in this virtual reality part of their lives, and have relationships and have all the social interactions in the metaverse. This is very interesting, right? 1992 was long ago, and if you read the book, it's quite interesting to see that Neil Stephenson was already envisioning in a quite accurate way what the metaverse could be. Let me remove myself so that you can see the book cover. All right. And but what is where does the word come from? So meta comes from the Greek meta, which means across or after or something transcending. And the word verse comes from universe. So the metaverse is something that transcends the universe. It's like a second universe, okay? So this is where the word metaverse comes from. And what does it mean? So you have here two definitions, one from Wikipedia and one from Investopedia. And after that, I will show you my own definition, my humble definition of what a metaverse is, because I don't think these two are very accurate. So the metaverse is an hypothesized iteration of the internet, supporting persistent online 3D virtual environments through conventional personal computing, as well as virtual and augmented reality headsets. Okay, in part I agree with this definition, because they say, okay, through conventional personal computing as well as AR and VR. So you don't need to really to have AR and VR, you can have a conventional computer, and I agree with that. But it doesn't talk about the personal ownership, that you can own things inside the metaverse, and it doesn't talk also about the blockchain part. Let's say what Investopedia says. The metaverse is a digital reality that combines aspects of social media, online gaming, augmented reality and virtual reality, and cryptocurrency to allow users to interact virtually. I like this definition a little bit more, but again, in this case, I don't think you really need to have AR and VR to interact. I like the fact that they combine, they put here the aspects of social media and online gaming, but then they talk about cryptocurrencies, and metaverse doesn't necessarily need to have a cryptocurrency. You can have blockchain systems, you can have ownership without eventually having a cryptocurrency. So I came up with a different definition. So let's look at my definition, my humble definition, and let me know what you think about it. So the metaverse is a social construction that leverages the Web 3.0, blockchain, and computer interfaces where individuals build costumes, habits, and values that allow them to spend time and socialize in a virtual world using their digital identities, avatars, and it coexists with real world. And in my opinion, this is important because first, metaverse is a social construction. The metaverse is whatever we agree it is. Trying to define exactly what the metaverse is now is like trying to say what the internet was in the 90s. And the metaverse at the moment is more like a social construction. We believe that it's going to be something that is going to use Web 3.0 and blockchain to allow you to own your digital identity and your metaverse items, to have ownership and it's going to be used for socializing. You can play games, but you can also have work meetings, and you use your own digital identity, and it coexists with the real world. And you can see this like as an evolution of the internet. Nowadays, you don't own anything on the internet. The only thing that you can own on the internet is a DNS domain, right? If I register metaverse.com, I can own that. But there is nothing else that I can own. People think that they own, for example, you upload a YouTube video to YouTube or a photo to Instagram or a social media post. Do you own that content? No, you don't own. The companies own that content, and they can take down that content at any time. But now on the metaverse with Web 3.0, blockchain, NFTs, you can own your content, really own it. Or you can buy someone else's content and you really own that and no one else. You don't have a centralized party owning it. Okay, let's take a look at the evolution of the way we share data, right? 100 something or 200 years ago, you have the newspapers, right? And people share data using paper, right? Newspapers, books, and so on. And you start to have a democratization of having access to data. Before that, it was very hard to have access to information. Then you have the invention of the radio, and people can have access to the information in a more passive way. You can just listen to the information. That's amazing, right? Then you have black and white TV and color TV and cable TV. You have access to hundreds of TV channels, and you have more and more proximity to the information. We are getting closer and closer to the source of the information. Then you have the personal computer, and the personal computer evolved to laptops and mobile phones where you have access to the entire world's information. It's quite amazing. In a few seconds, in the palm of your hand, you have a device that has access to all the information in the world. But you still need to kind of interface with this information using traditional screens, right? Now you can touch screens and things like that, but most of it, the internet is still like a 2D, two-dimensional interface, right? But it's quite remarkable that if you tell anyone 30 years ago that you will have a device inside your pocket that have access to the entire information in the world, to all the musics in the world, to all the videos in the world, all the newspapers, would you believe it? Probably not. So the next iteration of the internet is going to be the metaverse. And I put here this lady with the VR goggles. It doesn't mean that you are going to need to have VR headsets to interact with the metaverse, but just to represent the next iteration of the internet where we have a much more three-dimensional interaction, and also you will be able to own your identity and your assets, digital assets in this metaverse. And what's going to be the future of the metaverse? I don't know. Let's discuss it. At the end of this masterclass, I have a section where we talk about the future of the metaverse. Will we have like a brain implant where we just think about things and we interact directly with the internet, like a Neuralink implant? I don't know. Let's see. I'm very curious to see. Of course, if we talk about brain implants to interact with the internet nowadays, most of the people are going to think that it's really dystopian and totally outrageous. But I don't know. The same way 30 years ago it will be very dystopian to have all the information, all the music in the world inside your pocket. I don't know, maybe in 30 years from now or 50 years we can have a brain implant or something like that. I'm just speculating. Of course, I don't know if this is going to happen or not. Nobody knows. And you can see the metaverse as like now the 3D internet. So until now, when you go for online shopping, for example, it's like looking at a magazine. You look at the products, you click, you select the product, select the quantity and the size, and you have a basket. It kind of mimics also like the old school magazines where you can buy products. Now imagine that in the metaverse, you have a shopping mall, like a real shopping mall where you can walk around, go inside the shop, and get the product out of the shell and put it in your basket. This is possible in the metaverse. This is possible in the 3D internet. And I will even show you a couple of examples where we can go and shop for NFTs, for digital art. There are digital art galleries, and you go inside the digital art gallery and you can buy art from there. All right, join me on the next video where we are going to continue talking about what is the metaverse.